All right, Matt, thanks so much. Well, we all know who won Best Actress, Best Picture, and so on at this year's Oscars. But who won and who lost when it comes to fashion?
We're breaking down the best and the worst red carpet looks this morning, thanks to the help of our Sunrise Style panel.
That's right. We are pleased to welcome in Patrick MacGyver, owner of Patrick MacGyver Color Studio, designer and Season 7 Project Runway contestant Pamela Patak, and stylist and personal shopper Jamie Gottschalk. Quite a lineup, Hasiel, this morning.
Very impressive.
Yeah, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Thanks for being with us. We're so excited to talk fashion. But before we do, let's talk a little bit about the importance of the Oscars. How do the Oscars really set the scene for the rest of the year?
It's the ultimate prom.
Yeah.
I mean, it really sets up what you're going to do for spring, summer, and what's coming up. It's going to the best prom in the entire world.
Yeah. And Pamela, I bet designers will really try to copy these looks and mimic our favorites that we'll discuss in just a minute.
Well, yeah, the designers who are showing their pieces on these fabulous celebrities are getting, first of all, a great showcase for their own designs, but they do lead all of the lower tier designers in the categories, like you're saying, like prom and things like that. So many people are going to look to it and say they have to knock those off, and so you're going to see young ladies trying to look like these dresses in the prom season.
Yeah. And Patrick, I imagine you even get hair requests based on the Oscars.
That's, you know, especially today with the internet. You're with your iPhone, you're with your Android phone, you have your picture with you the next day. It's not like in the past where you had to wait a month or two to see those looks. Absolutely.
And Jamie, same with you. I bet people will say, I want to look like her. Can you help me dress like her?
Well, yes, the Oscars set a trend for the coming year. The colors, lace was big. That's going to be huge all year, even though we didn't see a lot of it. Some of it was criticized. Lace is everywhere. Yes, it sets the trend and the tone for the year, and people see it and they copy what they see.
Well, without further ado, let's get talking, shall we? Let's dish some fashion.
Yes.
Our first picture, this is the beautiful Natalie Portman, and she was wearing Vidarte, and she has Swarovski crystal beading. What did we think, everybody? Pamela, what did you think?
Well, I have to say, I think it was very appropriate for her being as many months pregnant as she is, and the décolletage and the beading and the flaring fabric really draws your eye out to her neck, her shoulders, and the areas where she's got so much elegance and beauty, and it leaves room for the little baby to be comfortable without being constricted. I like that she hemmed it short enough that she wouldn't trip, because so many women don't think about that when they're picking that length for their dresses, and a very long dress is very dangerous. So I think that was very smart, especially for a mom.
Hasiel, what did you think? You like this one?
I agree with Pamela, and she mentions the hem. I thought her shoes were a little matronly, but the dress I think is really appropriate and really nice for her.
And how about the hair, Patrick?
I love the asymmetry of the hair. It's a look that you're starting to see people get cut more into the asymmetry. But what I liked most about it is how it worked with the earrings that she was wearing. It really added a beautiful, beautiful, elegant touch.
Jamie, what do you think?
The empire waist I loved. That's perfect for the baby bump. I was a little disappointed, quite frankly. When I first saw her, I expected her to have more of a wow factor, but I didn't realize that she had a baby on board. So my opinion quickly changed once I took some time after the show and really looked at some photographs. She looks simple and elegant. Her earrings are to die for. That's another up-and-coming trend for the season, is that you're going to see long earrings, chandelier, and just lengthy earrings.
Great. Let's move on to number 2. Jennifer Hudson wearing the Versace. Beautiful, bright color. We saw this a lot. Hasiel, talk to me.
I love this dress. I think it's beautiful. The only thing I don't like is her, the way it displays her breasts. I think it chokes them a little bit. It doesn't look good there, but I think it's a beautiful dress.
Jamie, what do you think of this?
I loved it all across the board. I think she's a winner. Love the tangerine color. She accentuated the positive, eliminated the negative, and I think that's very important. She brought attention to the front. It's a nice area. She's very thin throughout. This, the abdominal area here.
Bod, huh?
Absolutely beautiful, simple, and elegant.
Yeah. And Pamela, as a designer, would you agree with Hasiel? Was it a little too much?
I think in the décolletage, I would have done a V shaping in that area, primarily because when you lose a great deal of weight, you lose some of it in your bust. And this is kind of squashing her bust down a little bit. And I know she's got some bust there. I mean, it's apparent that she's got some, but I think a little bit of a V and maybe a little bit of a push together would have been really quite stunning. But overall, I think she gets an A for color and drama and scale.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How about the updo, Patrick? Good choice?
Love the updo. The only thing that I think could have been adjusted was her makeup. If you look at the makeup, if you look at her face versus her shoulders, she almost matches her dress with the face makeup, and that is a mistake that is often made. Too much foundation, and you look like you separated your head from your body.
Okay, we're going to move quickly through these last two. We have Mila Kunis. She's wearing Ellie Saab. I loved this beautiful lavender lace dress. Hasiel?
I wasn't a fan of this. It's too droopy, and I was distracted by the lace on her décolletage. I thought it was tattoos, but it was actually part of the dress.
Patrick, what did you think of this?
I thought the hairstyle here was fantastic because it gives her the illusion of having a haircut, but really she's got her long, beautiful hair, but it's a look that made you turn around and go, wait, what did you change? What did you do? And you need that moment at a ceremony like this.
And Jamie, what did you think of this one?
I found the gown was stunning, and the lace was a jewel of its own. She didn't need a lot of heavy jewelry. This was a gem to me and a winner.
And Pamela, I'm going to let you start our next look, but give us the Pamela Patak rating for Mila on a scale of 1 to 10.
On a 1 to 10, I think she's got 9.5.
Okay, so you liked it.
Yeah.
How about Nicole Kidman wearing Dior? Pamela, start us off.
Well, you understand I'm such a fan of architectural and things sticking out. You can tell by everything I design.
Right.
I love that motif. Hated this dress. I'm so sorry. I know it's a major designer, but it just adds to her hips, and she's such a slender woman.
Yeah.
If anybody could pull this off, she could, and she didn't. And that's just heartbreaking because she's amazing.
It was almost as if she had a toilet seat around her waist.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to be that crude, but...
You're right.
Or a blanket. My mother described it as she has a blanket wrapped around her waist, and I thought, oh, you're right.
I read in one article that the dress wore her. She didn't wear the dress. You agree, Jamie?
Absolutely. She looks like a curtain. This is Judy Jetson meets Japanese kimono, and she added insult to injury by putting red peep-toe pumps on.
Yeah, not my favorite.
No good. And then the jewelry. The jewelry.
Now,
She had
Patrick,
enough.
it's hard to see, but she has a ponytail and those bangs. What's going on, buddy?
It was like they needed 5 minutes more to finish her hair.
Yeah.
And for some reason
They needed Patrick MacGyver on the scene.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't figure out what that fringe was doing for her, you know, aside from distracting.
Well, folks, thank you so much. Our Sunrise Style panel, very honest and some great observations. Okay? We have many more great looks coming up in our next segment, so we have more dresses to talk about in just a few minutes.
Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thank you, Rick. We're talking about the hits and misses on the red carpet at the Oscars today.
That's right. Our Sunrise Style panel is in the house, and we welcome back Patrick MacGyver, owner of Patrick MacGyver Color Studio, designer and Season 7 Project Runway contestant Pamela Patak, and stylist and personal shopper Jamie Gottschall. Good morning once again, everybody.
Good morning.
So we have lots more to talk about. Let's dive right in. Our next look we want to talk about is Reese Witherspoon. And we have her picture right here, a classic black and white. She was wearing Armani Privé. Patrick, I have to start with you. This hair, everybody was talking about this retro glam ponytail that she had.
It was all over the runways, actually, this season at Fashion Week. A very high ponytail. Vivian Tam had it. I think it works great in pictures. I think it works great on a runway. But in the 360, it was a little bit too I Dream of Jeannie, but photographed well when she was on camera presenting.
Yeah.
Did you? I think this is a good look for her. I think this is her personality. Cute, fun. Reese. That's what comes across to me.
Pamela, did you like the classic black and white?
You know, I actually liked the dress very, very much. And the thing is, I kind of agree with Patrick that in certain directions when you pose her, it was a little bit being kind of Barbie doll too.
Yeah,
and that kind of bugged me. But I was thinking with the hair a different style or down.
Okay.
We wouldn't have been channeling Barbie so much. So.
Okay, let's move on to our next one. We'll have lots to say. Helena Bonham Carter. She's wearing a corseted number that she put together with designer Colleen Atwood. Jamie, start us off.
Well, I hate to say it, but this was a nightmare. This was Edward Scissorhands meets, I don't know what, Medusa. Very disappointing. She didn't need to advertise she was British. Everyone knows. And the movie's over. The costume needs to go.
Yeah. Pamela, you agree?
You know, the funny thing is, when her skirt is down, I didn't mind the corset itself, but the sleeves had a lot of costumey attitude to them. She is, you know, in pretty eccentric movies, so I understand her eccentricity, but I bet she could have found it on a runway somewhere. So
yeah, we never know what to expect with her. Yeah. Let's move on now to Amy Adams. She's wearing a purple Lauren Scott a cap sleeve gown, kind of like a sparkly. Did you like it, Hossein?
I like the dress. I don't think she needed the necklace, but the bracelet goes well with it.
Yeah. Patrick, what'd you think of her hair? Pretty down?
The hair was not done enough. It could have been done a little bit more Veronica Lake, put some hot rollers in it, get a nice little S-wave in the front. It just missed.
Yeah, a little
just missed.
A little off. And Jamie, what did you think of this one?
The gown is elegant. The color is unique compared to everything else that was on the runway. The jewels, big mistake. The dress itself, again, was the jewels.
Was enough.
Sparkly enough.
Okay, next up, we have Michelle Williams wearing Chanel. Pamela, start us off with her.
You know, in person, I'm sure this is an extraordinary dress. The covered with pearls look, oh my goodness, in person. On the runway, I think she faded into the background of the rest of the crowd when she was going past them. And so even though I think she's cute and is pixie-ish, I think she could have found something that stood out a little more.
Yeah, I kind of agree. A little blah for me. Hossein?
It is blah, but I like the look. I liked her hair. I like the dress. I like the way it hugs her body. I just think she looks good.
Do you like that short cut, Patrick? Pretty popular?
Absolutely. I mean, when you look at Emma Watson, you look at what Michelle Williams is doing, haircuts are coming back, and she has a great one.
And Patrick, I have to ask you to weigh in on this next one. Scarlett Johansson wearing Dolce & Gabbana. A little different from what we typically see with Scarlett. Usually it's pulled back, very elegant updo. Not so much here.
She was actually voted to have the haircut of the year last year in our industry, which was interesting, the choppy bob. But, you know, hair's been long for a long, long time, and it's nice to see that there are other options. It's just this outfit, the dress was too dark, the makeup was too dark, and then the hair was too light. It didn't go together.
Pamela, what did you think of this lace number? Obviously, the color's good. It matches the Pamela Patak design that you're wearing so well today.
You know, I do love the color, and I really am a fan of lace, but having the opaque edging at the arm side and at the neck opening makes it look like she has facings in the dress that we're seeing through the dress. And I'm not loving that. It's also making a heart shape out of the light flesh tone on her chest. So that big peachy heart shape on the front, the back cutout was so gorgeous, it could have been opaque to the neck. And it would have been so much more elegant.
Yeah, okay, very interesting. Yeah, that back was beautiful. It was a big cutout back. This one we have to get to, Cate Blanchett. I've heard mixed reviews on this one, you guys. She was wearing Givenchy. What did you think, Hossein?
I don't like it. Although the more I look at it, the more I do like it, but my initial reaction was no.
I have to say, I liked it. I thought it was artistically beautiful, and her hair, she just looked stunning. She looked classic, and it was a wow. It was a talker. You agree, Jamie, or no?
When I first saw it, I loved it. I would wear this dress in a heartbeat. But I'm torn as well. You know, she needed a shield. She sort of is Roman soldier.
I'm going to say no.
Meets Greek goddess.
I'm going to say no.
And Pamela, what did you think of this one?
Honestly, with a little sliver of flesh at the front somewhere in that huge circle, if they had just cut a little wedge of skin, it would have been a reprieve from how covered up the front was and how open the back was. It's a little bit of a confusion having so much opaqueness, but I have to say I'm a major fan of the haute couture hand sewing that's covering this dress with beading.
Beautiful. And quickly, let's just show our last picture. We just have to quickly discuss our host of the evening. Wardrobe changes almost, it seemed like every 5 minutes. Anne Hathaway, here she is in Valentino. What did everybody think of her?
Not a fan.
Not enough breasts, not enough booty to pull it off. I mean, she had a poof right under her flat butt, and it just didn't work.
See, I liked her looks of the evening. Rachel Zoe was her stylist. I thought she showed a little bit of everything. Different.
Red was definitely, everybody was wearing red on the red carpet, which was interesting because you didn't have that contrast. I think, you know, structurally it's great, but she can dress so much better and she can be so much more elegant, and I think she took that away from herself on the night. You know, playing a little bit too much, and I think she played a little bit too much with fashion too.
All right, Jamie, Pamela, scale of 1 to 10?
Oh, 5.
Maybe 6, 7.
Okay, and just quickly, out of time, favorites of the night?
Oh, the architectural one I actually loved, so.
Okay.
Helen Mirren.
Helen Mirren,
Look of the night. Look
Jamie?
of the night.
You know, we didn't
could scroll
discuss
through
my
to
favorite,
those
so-
other pictures.
Okay, who was your favorite, just to say?
My favorite was, oh gosh, Hilary Swank.
Okay,
Okay.
Mila
With her
Kunis for
feather.
me.
Okay, Helen Mirren was my favorite as well with Patrick.
We could be here till noon discussing. Unfortunately, we're out of time. Sunrise Style Panel, thank you so much.
Thank
It was
you.
so much
You
fun.
were great. And stay with us. We'll be right back with a final word.